One final game for the Knicks. One game of playoff hoops, Eastern Conference playoff hoops on a Saturday night. Pacers take care of business, beat the Knicks. They advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. And in dominant fashion, 125 to 108. We'll get into it now. My name is Shlomo Stark.
My name is Levi Jacob.
And this is the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. Levi, I don't think we need to recap this game. And it's not because the Knicks lost and it's hard for me to talk about. But it's because once this game is over, as it's been the theme so many times this season and just the NBA in general, the actual game doesn't matter. Right? Meaning once this it's now time to talk big picture. Knicks, Pacers, Finals, Karl-Anthony Towns, Pascal Siakam, legacy. When people talk about this Pacers-Knicks series, they're going to talk about game 1. They're not going to talk about game 6. It's just not a relevant game anymore. This is just the game that the Pacers, Pascal Siakam, and Tyrese Haliburton in the second half said, we are not going back to New York. And the actual stats are irrelevant. Nobody's going to remember the stats from this game. People are going to remember that Siakam won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And people are going to remember the historic comeback in game 1 and how who knows what happens if New York wins that game. I want to congratulate the Knicks on a heck of a season. We made it to game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Is the first time in my life I can remember that. I think it happened in 2000. Actually, we lost against the Pacers in 6 in 2000, but I was 4. I don't remember it. Maybe even 3 because my birthday's in September. So it's actually I was 3 because the NBA playoffs are before. So 3 years old. Was not watching a lot of film on Reggie Miller and the boys in the year 2000. I love this team. And I was discussing on Shabbos with some people. I kind of knew the Knicks were going to lose. And so I was discussing it as a, what's next? Was this the window? And I think the Tatum injury and the Giannis uncertainty gives our window one more year. Because this Pacers team, I think, by no means is, while they're excellent, I don't think everyone is like, who's beating the Pacers next year? The Pacers feel beatable. So when you look at the Eastern Conference, the Cavs, okay, I feel like anyone could beat them in the playoffs. Then you have the Celtics with an injured Tatum, the Bucks with an uncertain Giannis future, the Magic who are up and coming, the Pistons who are up and coming. I think the Magic and Pistons will both be better. The Pacers might be better too. Probably the Pacers are still the number 1 fear. And then you have New York. That's the East. So I think that we talk about windows a lot. Not me and you, but people in the NBA talk about windows a lot. I don't think the Knicks window is closed. Whereas if Tatum was hurt, I think I would. If Tatum wasn't hurt, I think I would because I didn't think we had a chance to beat the Celtics. But now I think we could beat them without Tatum. So I'm still hopeful for next year. I wonder what they're going to do. Do you trade Karl-Anthony Towns? Do you try to upgrade the Josh Hart spot, who's become like an icon in New York? Do you try to deepen the bench? Do you do all 3? I don't know. There's like a bunch of things that you can do, but that's my summary of the Knicks. I just want to thank them for a heck of a season.
I feel like a lot of those points that you mentioned, I think we'll get into in a little bit. But I think, like you're saying, like even Thibodeau kind of echoed that. You have to celebrate what has happened for them, thus far. Also celebrated on the side of the Pacers. Like this is a heck of a run. Um, they're an excellent team. I think the fact that Pascal got Eastern Conference Finals MVP, whatever the award is now, um, it says something. Like I think that he is really a quality player. I think that a lot of the talk is around Tyrese. He takes a lot of he soaks up a lot of the limelight. But I think that Siakam is really something to mention. Um,
In the post game celebration that EJ led, he shouted out. I don't know if you watched the if you watched this, but he shouted out Siakam obviously for winning, Rick Carlisle. He shouted out Thomas Bryant for scoring three threes, and he shouted out Miles Turner for being the longest tenured pacer. Nothing about Tyrese Haliburton, which I was like, I don't know, I had a little eye on that.
yeah, it was. I think that's what's cool about it. It's really is team basketball for them. Like no one is like even in the fact that Pascal was an all star. Like there's nothing so aggressively different about what he does. Like it could be anybody's night on that team. Um, and I think it's like kind of cool to see team basketball, kind of make a reappearance here in 2025. Um, Especially because also the Thunder on the other side really do play team basketball, despite what everyone wants to say about SGA. But it really it's played a role here. And on the flip side of that, it's very interesting because the Knicks are, they're so ISO heavy, but their offensive complexity is not as pronounced. So I think that there's like a couple different very interesting blends of things here. Um, but yeah, you're right. Like nobody's gonna look at this score at the end of the day and be like, well, if in Game 6 they whatever. No, like it's like the overarching story here of
And
now the
game one,
Pacers are in the finals.
and game one. I think people will look back and be like, if the Knicks take game one, this maybe goes seven to the Garden. Maybe they have momentum. Like it's a different. The game one was huge and historic for the Pacers. Let's save our thoughts on Pacers OKC. We'll probably take a couple of days off now, especially we have a holiday coming up, and we'll come back to the pod for sure by Thursday and maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, TBD. But for sure by Thursday to preview the finals, which are Thursday night. Um, and Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll let you know, but definitely taking Monday
Monday.
off. Um, this was not only the end of the Eastern Conference Finals. This was not only the end of a Knicks historic run, but the end of another historic run in the NBA on TNT. The NBA on TNT, I watch a lot of TV. I really, really do. I want. It's honestly an unhealthy amount, and nowadays there's more TV than ever with all the streaming services, and I watch everything. Right now, I'm watching like six shows. I'm watching The Rehearsal. I'm watching Friends and Neighbors. I'm watching Last of Us. I just finished Severance. I finished White Lotus. And there's probably one or two more, like Rick and Morty. The new season just came out. Like I'm watching everything right now. I watch everything. If it's good, I watch it. There's a new golf show coming out. I'm gonna watch it. I watch shows. I watch TV. You could make the case that the best show on television right now is the NBA on TNT. Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, and of course my guy, Ernie. Their chemistry and the way they have like the combination of like NBA analysis and pure shtick is one of the best blends on television. We might be being dramatic because it might be the exact same thing on ESPN. It's the same production company, like the same. Sorry, not the same production company, same cast and crew, like same producing team. They're still filming in Atlanta. It's just gonna say ESPN, not TNT. So this might be dramatic of us, but uh, this is just a very very special show.
Yeah, Ernie started on TNT. I think he said '89.
1989. 1989.
Wild. That's really wild. Um, Chuck also told a really sweet story about how he was supposed to go to NBC. That was initially the company that brought him into
Yeah, and then they took him
broadcasting.
out to dinner.
Yeah, and he decided to join the inside the NBA crew instead.
Mhm.
Um, it really, I think, the Thursday night inside the NBA broadcast on TNT, like it was just such a staple. Um, I think it might be a little bit different on ESPN, just because I think that like it's a different kind of broadcasting. I really hope that they keep it the same, but we'll see what happens.
We'll find out. That's what I'm saying. I'm just flagging it. If like we might be. I just think there's like everyone's very emotional, and like everyone's very, um, you know, taken aback that like this is the end of an era, whereas it really might not. I'm just flagging it that when a player retires, like when Kobe retired, it really was like people were making a big deal of it because it was a big deal. Like the league would not be the same without Kobe. Whereas the league really might be the same when it's those four guys on ESPN and not TNT. There might be like some slight differences, but we
Okay,
might be being. I wanted to flag that we might be getting carried away with the emotions. Like it's not like these guys. It's not even like they're not breaking up. This isn't the Beatles, ending the run. It's the Beatles performing in a different stadium. Like
I hear it. I hear it.
it might be different. It might be like ESPN doesn't let them do what they want to do, and then we're sad about it. But I'm flagging it right away that
Might be
we
a little
might
bit
be being
overblown.
dramatic here. Yeah.
I hear it. I hear it. But so fine. If we're taking it with that lens, I think it's also due to thank TNT for innovating in the way that sports was being broadcast at that time and continued to do so, and remained with these guys and not in a ESPN fashion of just kind of
Mhm. The
talking
high
heads and
turnover.
personalities. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And just maintaining what was really a gold standard, and what is a gold standard. And like it's so funny because they kept talking about how fortunate they were to be able to do this job on a regular basis. It wasn't every night, like I really really think that that's such an accomplishment that once a week, only during the season. Sometimes it was different members would be on different shows. They would do sometimes players only, whatever it was called. Shaq would get on that sometimes, whatever. But like really really second to none. um and I just want to it's been a very good run. Like you said, I hope it continues in the exact same format that it's been in all these years. But it's really such an industry standard.
Yes. Um, Before we go, Levi, we got a surprise listener question for you. Mind if I ask you the question?
Sure, please.
All right. Rumor has it that Levi Jacob may be attending the NBA Finals. Is this a true or false rumor?
um I think unfortunately it's not happening.
Oh,
It's
fans
very
are
upsetting.
disappointed.
It's very upsetting. I really wish that could have happened, but work in the family is not going to allow that to take place. But it's okay. It's okay.
Listen, the one thing is that I don't want to say this for the Pacers, but I think the Thunder might be here for a while.
Right. So that's the upside. Listen, if the Knicks can get together enough, maybe next year will be more of an optimal chance to go watching the Thunder in the finals. So I'm hoping.
Yep.
I'm hoping.
All
We'll
right,
see.
that was the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. I want to thank you, Levi, for co-hosting, for producing, and being the Shaq to my Chuck. And I want to thank the Knicks for a heck of a run. I want to thank the Pacers for elevating our game and for being a great competitor. And I want to thank you for listening. See you in the finals.